Now callers. Dave on WJR, 30 seconds or less, fire away.
I was calling you're comparing Bernie to Hitler, and I just wanted to say that, like, besides them both being socialists and white guys, that's where their similarities end. I mean, Hitler wanted to kill everyone that didn't hold up to his ideals, like, right away. But Bernie wants to take the people that are lowest, the poorest, hardest people that have it the hardest in this country, and bring them up, help them get college, give them a good...
Let's stop with it. Let's stop with your fairy tale. How is he going to pick them up? How does he do that?
With schools. Like, for one, college is going to be free. I mean, that should be done.
Wait, what do you mean by free? Who's going to pay for the teachers and the electricity and the school books and the security guards? Who's going to pay for it? What do you mean free? Who's paying for the colleges that Bernie the communist is offering? Who's paying for it?
Well, you know as well as I do that Bernie has laid out how he does pay for it.
Stop with Bernie already. I don't like the name Bernie. Tell me how this crackpot is going to pay for this free college.
With taxing on Wall Street, with the taxing of the
With the taxing on Wall Street. What does that mean? What does taxing on Wall Street mean? Do you even know what you're talking about?
Okay, I may not be as informed as, a professional Wall Street Journal lawyer or whatever, but listen, I know... But you ate it, but like a guppy in a fish tank, you ate it hook, line, and sinker. He dangled the worm, and like a guppy, you opened your mouth and you swallowed the hook. You didn't even think this through. What do you mean he's going to pay for it from Wall Street? What does that actually mean? Well, look at the bankers that destroyed this country in 2008 that made this country...
Hold it. Which bankers? Name the bankers who were destroying this country.
I don't know their names.
You don't know anything. You are the typical useful idiot that Lenin wrote about. You have taken this lies, and you've gobbled it up, hook, line, and sinker. He dangled the worm in front of your mouth, and you open your mouth like a fish and you bit. You don't even know what he's saying.
But
do you have any idea what socialism has done in the nations in which it is practiced over the years? Do you know the basics of socialism?
Okay, you're asking me... Okay, listen, you want to compare Hitler...
No, don't give me an okay. Answer the question. Don't give me an okay. Give me an answer. Do you know or don't you know?
Your question.
Let's take India, for example, and not waste the listener's time. Because my point of eating you up is not going to make me feel any better. Or you feeling worse is not going to make me feel any better. So let me give you a primer on socialism. Let's look at India before capitalism was brought into India in a big way, and India became a great machine of capitalism. Do you know anything about what happened in India after that?
In the world. Okay.
I'm asking a question. Stop with the gulping and going okay. What happened in India after capitalism was unleashed in India and all of the red tape and the bureaucracy was put out of the way so entrepreneurs in India could start building factories and making a lot of money? Tell me what happened in India.
Well, I know there's a horrible caste system in India where there's various separation in classes where...
Again, you don't know what you're talking about. Do you know what I just asked you? Can you even follow a discussion? Sir, how far did you go in school? Let me ask you that.
Yeah, no, I don't. Sorry. I can't answer your question. But
how far did you go in school?
I'm in college right now.
Ah, you're in college now. What year are you in Pittsburgh State Junior College?
I'm a junior, and I served in the Marines for 5 years, and I worked for...
I don't care whether you served on the moon for 5 years. You can't even answer a simple question because you're not listening. You're buying this lie, hook, line, and sinker, but I think you're desperate to learn something, or you wouldn't have called the show. So let me repeat again. India was trapped in a caste system for forever. Do you understand that as step number one? And what happened in 1970 or thereabouts in India? The free market economics were introduced to India. What does that mean? It means the gigantic edifice of bureaucracy that had been established in India by the British. The bureaucracy was virtually taken off the backs of the entrepreneur. And what happened then? The average Indian man with money was able to invest in a small business or a small factory. And what happened in India then? Have you seen the landscape of India change since 1970? Well, that's a result of capitalism, not a result of Bernie Sanders-ism. Back in a minute. Let's go to a few callers at the end of this hour. Steve on WJR in Detroit. Wonderful city you're in. I actually lived there for a while. Actually, no, I lived in Pittsburgh. Sorry. Steve on WJR, what's on your mind?
Dr. Secretary, I want to address the caller about socialism and communism. You mentioned India, and of course, in China, and we certainly wouldn't want our countries to look like that. We still have the greatest economic disparity between the classes in our country due to capitalism. Capitalism is the result. The result of capitalism is depressions, recessions. You might remember a little something after the late 20s.
Steve, you're going in circles. You're saying two things in every sentence. What are you actually saying?
That capitalism, pure capitalism, can't work, and you know that. And we have.
Don't tell me what I know. I'm not one of the idiots who listen to you while you're all smoking a joint. Don't tell me what I know. What is capitalism? Explain it to me.
Don't tell me I smoke joints. You drink alcohol.
I said to you, tell me what capitalism is, since you're such an expert.
Capitalism is the belief that pure capital is the goal, and that the government should stay out of the way of pure capital. And
wait, hold it. You're not making any sense. What is capitalism? Tell me how it works.
Capitalism means unfettered work or unrestrained business by the government, unrestrained, and it led us to depression.
Wait, sir, wait a minute. Stop for a minute. You're again running over your own words. Have you ever started a business of any kind?
Yes, I have.
Hello? You have? What kind of business?
It was a landscaping business.
Okay. Now, to start that business, didn't you have to apply for a permit?
Yeah, 100%.
Did you have to invest your own capital in a lawnmower, and a blower, and a ladder, and a truck?
And considerably more than that. That's correct.
Okay. Would you like to have had to apply for 20 permits under a socialist system, as you would have to do, for example, in Panama or in Cuba, rather? Was that what you want? To go through 20 bureaucrats to be a landscaper?
I would much rather live in a country that has...
No, you're not answering the question. You're talking out of a textbook answer. I'm trying to take you step by step down the road that you don't even know you're going. You, as a landscaper, are performing an honest day's work. You had to apply for permits. Do you want to apply for 50 permits? You want to be blocked by a government at every turn? You certainly don't. Do you want to pay for permits that you can't afford? You certainly don't. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, Stephen, what socialism actually is?
Do I get to speak?
No, you don't. No, you don't get to speak. Take your leaf blower and go talk to your leaf blower. You might make more sense to a leaf blower than you did on the radio. You were given an opportunity, and you said nothing. So I'm not going to waste my listeners' ears for another second of this. I don't actually think he built a business. I think he probably just runs a leaf blower and smokes pot all day long. I live in a county north of San Francisco part-time. If I want to put an addition on my house, I have to go through 30 morons in the county of Marin County, 30 useless idiots who, you ask any contractor what it's like to try to put a new window in a house in this communist little county called Marin. One stupid bureaucrat after another standing in your way. If you want to trim a hedge, you have to pay for permits. If you want to put up a retaining wall, you have to go through permits. If you want to change a roof line, you have to go through permits. That's what communism does to a society. It cripples it. And who has these jobs in Marin County, California? By and large, they are patronage positions. They are positions for the individuals who are too lazy or too stupid to actually perform a useful service for society. And so through politics, they get these little jobs in the planning division after going to a useless college and getting a useless degree in planning. That's if they even went to college. Or they were someone's girlfriend and they get the job as the secretary in the dumb office. That's what socialism is endless permits, endless fees, endless obstructionism to add a window to a house or change the roof line of a house. I had a friend whose family lives in Panama. And he said Panama, under the dictator, Noriega, was easier to live in than it is under the bureaucracy that followed the overthrow of Noriega. I said, how could that be? He said, because you only had to be paying off one bribe once to the corrupt government of Noriega. But now with equality under socialism, in Panama, you can't get anything done. Because one day after another bureaucrat shows up with another demand, another permit, another fee, another license, another portion of red tape. My friends, we are living in chaos right now. Don't be deceived by the little old pickle salesman in a crumpled suit. He is Lenin light, but surrounding him is Lenin heavy. This is the Savage Nation. Be here or be no.